All right, chat. Let me know if I screwed up anything.
Was there an intro? Did an intro happen?
The intro happened. We're good.
Can you look at me? Okay.
Yeah, the Twitch stream is like very delayed.
Let me hit the refresh button to see, because when I hit the refresh button during the Zoom feed,
It jumped
it
ahead.
like caught up immediately. Yeah.
All right,
I just did that right now.
FYI, this is the worst intro we've had so far. Welcome to Westworld Reviews.
That's okay. Oh, there's that sweet. Sorry. Go ahead.
Season 3, Episode 5, Genres.
I love it.
Who wants to go through the episode this week?
Jess?
Yeah?
Oh my god. Okay, so what do you guys think of the drug? The main
No,
thing.
we review the episode first.
Yeah.
Oh, fine.
That's why.
Synopsis.
No one was saying anything.
I will. Okay, I'll give it a go. I just did this for another podcast. I'm fucking terrible at this. So I'm sorry. Let me look at my notes.
Okay.
This was a Dolores and Caleb episode. With a little bit of Bernard. We did not see Maeve at all.
Can I say it?
Go ahead.
All right. So Dolores, Caleb heavy episode. Dolores finally gets a hold of Liam. Liam provides her with the access that she requires to infiltrate Rehoboam and send out all of the profiles of the people that it's collected over these past years to the people, and chaos ensues. Boom! Wow! Being watched by Caleb, who is on an awesome drug that I wish existed called genre. How's that? Silence. Okay, great.
That was most of it. I think you got most of it.
Did you talk about the flashbacks to the past? The different... the precursors to Rehoboam?
Oh yeah, well I don't really care about Engaron Sirach. He's too emotional.
How many versions of Rehoboam?
No, okay. I actually do like Sirach and his backstory, but
How many versions of Rehoboam did they have?
They mentioned at least 4.
So I think they named 3.
Because they said Solomon was one. I think David was one. David was kind of the boring name, but they're all biblical.
actually they're not all biblical.
Yes, they are. They're kings of Israel.
No, but they are. But that wasn't Jonathan Nolan's inspiration. I guess he got it from like a book or something, or a sci-fi novel that he read.
And the book or sci-fi novel probably got it from the Bible.
Yes.
So biblical.
That
sounds like it's a little spicy to be calling the Bible a sci-fi novel, but I'll take it.
That's true, but I mean that's what he said. That wasn't his direct take or his direct inspiration.
Sorry, I'm checking the audio just because we're getting a little complaint, but I think it sounds okay now. Okay, so I guess we're starting with Rehoboam. So are they saying whatever?
There's no L.
Does it not? That was you, Carlo. Does it not work then because it's not just the hosts that don't fit in the system, and it only works because they kidnap people and keep them in the cells?
Well, that's what they do. Well, so what they do to make people, they kill them off. Like they put them in situations where they can die.
Basically, that's the best way for them to get rid of the anomalies. Basically, it's put them into war, put them into.
Well, because they're trying to basically reset it. They're trying to get the system to like act according to what they want it to do. Because what they're discovering, what I've been talking about this whole time, is that the whole thing about this season is going to be anomalies that fuck with that timeline or fuck with their predictions. Oh, I can't hear you at all, Nick. If you are talking,
I'm not talking.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm talking. Now can you hear me?
Now you're talking.
Oh my god!
Because we don't. By the way, we don't have a video feed of you yet on our Google Chat.
You shouldn't. Sorry, it's just the nature of things.
Okay, all right.
I'm up on the Twitch stream. That's all that matters. Okay, so Rehoboam doesn't seem to be as powerful as we thought. Or I guess I'm still confused about like its ability to predict the future. If there's so many controls that they have to do.
Well, no, I think what Rehoboam predicts is like it gives like a certain path for the people, and if anybody kind of deviates from its suggested path, then they take them out.
So there was a pretty famous book that came out by an author called Nassim Taleb, named Nassim Taleb, and the book was called Black Swan. In the book,
is that different from the movie?
Yes, very different.
Oh my
so the book discusses the fact that anomalies and outliers are the things that change history. And he talks about it just in general in our current history. It's the guys that aren't, part of the common people, so to speak.
They think outside of the box.
Not just thinking outside of the box. It's not even a matter of thinking. It could be random acts of anything. Just chaos, basically, is what actually dictates the course of human history. So that's what it's like. Rehoboamus is it's a good intention of what they want to do. They're doing that thing of putting a shield around the earth kind of thing to prevent chaos, when in fact there's actually no preventing chaos.
I think with every order needs chaos, right? Because what fun is order all by itself?
Well, I mean, to be honest, Sirach is my favorite kind of villain because he's so deluded into thinking that he's helping people that he doesn't see himself as evil at all. Everybody else is evil.
So don't you agree that now he's doing something bad for the greater good? Is that someone that was telling me that?
So are you a believer in the ends justify the means?
No. But yet, actually, Dolores and him are both doing that. They both are like on opposite ends, but they're both like kind of bad in their own way because they're doing like extreme measures to.
They're both evil. The only good person is Maeve.
Well, she's not even like in the game yet.
Yeah, and when she will, she'll be a force to be reckoned with. But anyways,
well, she was in the game. She was game over.
She hasn't played
twice. Yet. She got knocked out real fast twice.
Can we go back to that drug though?
We haven't even started on the drug yet. We're still talking about Rehoboam.
Oh, fine. Rehoboam.
So Jazz wants to talk about the damn. Well, go ahead, Lucas.
No. I was gonna bring up the way that Rehoboam is depicted when you're like reading it.
Like the eclipse.
And bring up like it's the way it's depicted as an eclipse. Like it can't like the imagery can be interpreted as an eclipse. And the show's just doing it again. Here I thought this season was just going to be a straightforward, entertaining thing.
No.
And now it's got me fucking thinking about shit again and interpreting imagery and I'm like, oh fuck, here we go again.
God, you have to think? Damn
I know. Fucking assholes. So I don't know exactly what did they say about Rehoboamus being like the sun and the moon aligning. So they said that when they built it, it was like the sun and the moon aligning. But what does that mean?
Whatever you want it to mean.
A delicate
no.
Is it like a delicate balance? That's what it means? It's like something that shouldn't happen. It's unnatural. But when you get it, it's like this weird perfection.
It's like really pretty.
Yeah.
It's like, is it like
what it is?
Their version of what is almost perfect?
Maybe.
Because you can almost look at the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Can we say that the Ford theory about it being Ford's brother is out the window now?
Yeah, it is.
100%.
Sure.
Like, French and English are very different anyway, but there was always that chance that they were gonna like say that he grew up in an English family or something.
I realized that would have been too much. Like we all like it was. Oh, sorry, it was like too interconnected that way. So I was like, yeah, that wouldn't make sense for them to be brothers. It was fun to entertain.
I would like to see Ford come back in some way this season. Like they snuck him in season 2. Like I didn't think he was gonna come back, and then he came back. They somehow found a way for this season for him to come back, but I don't know. Maybe something to do with like why Bernard is still so important. Maybe he still has pieces of Ford inside of him.
We just got an update from Paracetamol that says you are still not supposed to look at the sun during an eclipse.
I'm sorry. If the president can look at the sun,
belief.
If the president can look at the sun during an eclipse, why can't the rest of us? We're also apparently out of sync.
No, they said our sync is back. By the way, you guys are synced again. Yay.
Oh.
So we're in sync?
Shut up, Jazz. Don't get Carlos started. We all know about his love of boy bands.
I didn't say BSB.
Oh, that's true. Okay, you want to finally talk about the drug? You want to talk about genre? Because it seemed like that was the most impressive part of the episode.
Yeah, so I felt like such an idiot at first because like he gets the drug, and then we see
Jazz,
the whole
stay toward the center of the frame because you keep leaning out.
What?
You keep leaning out of frame.
My bad. Okay, so Caleb gets hit with a drug, and then all of a sudden, like that music starts playing, and it's like noir themed or whatever, and I'm like, oh, this is like kind of cool, like that's a drug, but it really didn't hit me until the guy was like, oh, I know exactly what you're on, genre, and I was like, that's so.
You just
clever.
thought the show was being weird?
No, like it was just really clever. Like I didn't know like how that drug was going to affect him, and then as soon as he said genre, I was like, oh my god, he's in a fucking movie. This is amazing.
When Flight of the Valkyries started playing, that's when I was like, this is awesome. This is amazing.
No, that was the love part, right?
No. The dun da 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 da. It's from Apocalypse Now. And yeah, I thought that was pretty. Actually, I got pretty like. Because of how heavy they went into the black and white thing at first, I was like, oh my god, is the rest of this episode going to be like this? But the fact that the rest of it was still just music, I was like, oh, you kind of abandoned this little stylistic choice that you were going to do at the beginning, and then you just stopped. So I was like, I mean, like, it wasn't cool until they did the Shining theme. And then I was like, okay, now it's cool again. I'll take it.
I feel like it was done very subtly, and a lot of people maybe would have wanted it to be more like in your face.
Mm-hmm.
But even things like the music was timed out to when the missiles were hitting the other cars, when the explosions were happening. That's where some of the big beats in the music were happening.
Mm-hmm.
And like most people maybe wouldn't. Like, the black and white's really, like, way more, like, in your face.
I mean...
Absolutely.
The way I see it, like, I liked it. I liked what they did. I like the idea of genre being a drug. But I think it could have been done better, because some of the music choices that they did, as much as they chose those music choices because, obviously, those music choices were popular. But at the same time, it didn't really fit, in my opinion, like, the car chase scene. I know they used Valkyrie, but it was just, like... It wasn't as upbeat as what I was expecting a car chase scene should have a soundtrack to. It wasn't a Baby Driver level of music
because right, so you didn't get it because like clearly they were going for war genre and they didn't get that across. It was just like regular action sequence. And so that's why it was like
it was like
it took me like thinking after the fact, and I was like, what movie was this song used in? And the only thing I could was, oh, it's Apocalypse Now. Okay, so it's supposed to be war. And then they had love theme for the next one.
They softened the filter. They softened the filter for the love theme. If you were paying attention.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh, and then I guess there was one more when they're going down in the subway and the lights start like pulsing with the music.
The club.
Yeah.
But it's like, what genre is that? I don't know. I don't know. They almost did it really cool. I guess they didn't want to be distracting because I was worried that this little thing that they were going to do was going to detract away from the story. I'm like, this is already becoming a really complicated story.
You know what my thought is?
Jam.
You know why this was jammed in? Because there's only 8 fucking episodes this season.
Oh, you're
All right,
really
Nick.
angry about that.
So they
For
start
some
going
reason,
big right
they're
now.
only doing 10 instead of 10 episode seasons. They're only doing 8. So I bet you genre was gonna be a bigger thing. They were gonna use it more. Then it was like, ah, shit, we lost 2 episodes. Well, just kind of force it in here.
Well, you know what though? This was like their fun episode. It was like that one episode when everyone started singing, because like they were wasn't there like an episode where like they were like a musical or some shit?
Well, to answer Mary,
not in Westworld.
I think it's not more for music genre. The drug. I think they were more referring as genre, as in like types of movies or television, or like what genre are you watching.
Yeah, I could see. I mean, the fact that the whole thing started with like a black and white film noir thing, and then ended with
thriller.
The Shining theme.
It was like horror thriller.
It
was movies.
Well, because Marshawn Lynch already warned him that it was going to get bad in the end.
I thank you for calling him Marshawn Lynch. Is that him?
Yeah.
I was like, is that Marshawn Lynch?
Yeah. I gotta look it up again, but I'm pretty sure it's him.
No fucking way.
Oh, there was no singing in Westworld? What the hell?
Joel, is that Marshawn Lynch?
Well, while you guys figure it out, and again, and I'll drop it. I like the idea of genre.
Yeah, it's definitely him. It's definitely him.
So I like the idea of genre. It's just one of those aspects where I think they kind of fell flat. They fell short. They didn't fall flat. They fell short.
I think part of the problem was they had this really cool genre idea, but then they wanted to hit you with, oh, now everybody knows their fate. So it's this really dark world that Dolores has just created. And it was like, if we were being too wacky and fun with the genres, you wouldn't take it as seriously that all these people, their lives are now ruined and they're pissed off. And they're fighting with each other and like...
Pissed off. That reminds me of that guy in the fucking subway. What was it? You're a fucking asshole. Yeah.
Everyone hates you. They think that you're a douchebag. I was like, there's some people that need to know these things.
Guys.
Yes.
That was Marshawn Lynch.
Yay.
Yeah.
He's going to have... Do you guys realize he's going to have a terrific acting career? He's killing it in that role.
Well, he needs something to do now that football's not on.
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
The other assassin guy that was with them.
Who's Marshawn Lynch?
The guy.
There's like a really famous NFL running back that retired.
Oh.
That came back to play for the Raiders, then retired again.
Wait, guys. Paracetamol just had a great point. Wait, Jazz, shut up. Oh. Paracetamol just had a great point. Dolores was basically Regina George in this episode.
Oh, speaking of Dolores, all right. So I want
to know. Wait, Carlo, and Jazz. Do you understand who Regina George is?
Yeah, from fucking Mean Girls.
Okay, just making sure because Carlo moved on really quickly.
Well, because I was gonna say before I forget. Speaking of Dolores, I want to know what your guys' opinion on the idea that we have the first Dolores that basically sacrificed herself.
O'Connell.
Yes. Isn't that out of character for a Dolores?
No, I think she knew. Oh, go ahead.
But, I mean, this Dolores knows her purpose. I get that. But when did Dolores ever, like the main Dolores Prime, ever really fit in knowing her quote-unquote purpose?
You mean like stepping in front of somebody to take bullets for him?
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I think they're making a weird point about these Dolores copies are taking on some of the personality traits of the bodies that they're in. Because they were playing around with that idea with the Charlotte Hale bot, too.
And that's still a weird concept to me. That's even like an option.
It shouldn't even be a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, you're in a freaking android at this point that looks like someone else. Why is their personality gonna follow through in their body?
I mean, it's not... They didn't combine, like, an essence of Charlotte Hale with Dolores. It's strictly Dolores. That's what I still don't understand.
Well, then it comes down to, does your environment help define who you are?
Like nature versus nurture?
Because she's pretending to be Charlotte. She's taking on the mannerisms of Charlotte. She's got Charlotte's family, Charlotte's loves, Charlotte's co-workers, everybody that's treating her a certain way. Doesn't that affect you? Doesn't that change you?
Possibly.
Yes, the motorcycle. That's an excellent thing to talk about too, because I was so sad when you just see him like on fire go across screen.
Are you sure it's the same motorcycle or
it's definitely the same motorcycle? It's definitely the same motorcycle.
The same one, because they made it. It was like her horse from Red Dead.
Yeah,
just like something you could summon and anywhere. It's like, oh, my horse is bringing me stuff.
It's funny how you mentioned Red Dead, because it seemed like her motorcycle. It seemed like a video game of like, in any game, it's like, oh, I want this, and like 2 seconds later, your vehicle's like right there. That's basically your motorcycle. It's like, meet me here. It's like 2 seconds, it's like right there. It's like, what the hell?
It's a good motorcycle. And now he dead.
He could still come back, or she'll just get another motorcycle.
She'll just hack another motorcycle. I mean, that's how she got in the first place. She hacked that motorcycle.
That's true.
Can I bring up something a big topic? I think this episode brought up a pretty major fucking topic.
There's one more Dolores out there in Jakarta.
That memories can be edited in this world.
So you think Caleb's memories were edited?
Yes.
Who do you think Caleb killed?
I think he actually did kill his friend.
Oh, you think he killed his friend?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought it was the guy that they had tied up.
That's why Liam is like, you did it. And so he's gonna find out, like, and it's probably the same thing that his mom's going through. Remember, his mom is like, doesn't know who he is.
Okay.
So like people are having their memories edited in this world. That's a possibility. And you know what? I don't know how I feel about that being like a plot point thing, because it's more just like chaos stuff. You know, and like story wise and substance wise, awesome. Audience member wise, confusing and irritating.
Well, speaking of Caleb, the phrase that he asked, or the statement that he made to Dolores at the very end, right before boarding the plane, is he kind of hesitated or second guessed their actions in opening everyone's cages. Do you think they're gonna expand on this in the next 3 episodes?
I think it's more he doesn't know who the fuck Dolores is now. Who's this Terminator chick? You know, who's he like following?
Again, like, so is that going to cause a rift between them? Is this going to cause Caleb eventually to meet Bernard and join him? Because again, I think Bernard knows that they're now pawns within Dolores' game. This is Dolores' game.
Well, why is Bernard so important? Why do they say that you're the only one we can't replace? I mean, I know literally it's because they only got one of his pearls. And
that's what I took it as, like a literal thing.
But why is Bernard important to her? Why is Bernard part of her plan?
Well, according to Bernard, is that Bernard is there to keep Dolores in check. But in check how? When Dolores is pulling his strings too.
Because you could look at it as Connell sacrificed himself to save Bernard and Stubbs. So Bernard is that important. I don't think it's just it's good to have him around just in case. I think he has some essential part of the plan.
And I think it's interesting that Bernard was shown where all the outliers have been sent to. Because I think there's a reason why she did that, obviously.
Is that where William went?
Is William the brother?
William at that same facility?
No, I think William is just in a psychiatric facility.
Oh, that William. Oh, shit. Like the brother.
Men in Black.
Men in Black. There we go.
I think he's just in a psychiatric facility, because the outlier facility that they were at in the flashback scene, that was like a bougie. Yeah, it was like a bougie, like all white, simple glass wall, versus where last time we saw William was in this isolation. Don't get me wrong, it was like a really nice high-end isolation area, better looking than any of our places, but
So
is he
new
in a
question.
psych facility? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, he's definitely in a psych facility, but
Or
new
the
question.
place to get his memories edited.
Oh, that could be a good question.
Do you think they're going to edit out? I don't. But Dolores wants to punish him. I don't think she would relieve him of the memories of what he did.
But you bring up a kind of a good point though. Are we gonna see the Men in Black, or is his storyline over?
I'm
No,
pretty
we'll
sure
see him
he'll be
again.
back.
Yeah.
You think
But-
he'll be back?
I think so.
What I want to bring up right now is Paracetamol just mentioned Bernard's pearl, and that triggered something in my memory. Anybody else noticed every time they flash to the pearls, and they keep flashing to the pearls throughout this season, there's all the pearls that Dolores stole, and they have them lined up, and they have the Bernard pearl, and it feels like the Bernard pearl has all these tinges of red in it. And I'd have to
No,
find
it
this-
is. It is.
But the red pearls were human pearls.
Yeah, because
And-
Bernard was human
and
at one point.
But they never copied Bernard, or they never copied Arnold. They make a point of that in season 2. They never made a red pearl of Arnold. That technology was after he died.
So Bernard is some kind of hybrid human host.
That's
He
what
has always been
that's
a
what I
hybrid
feel
host.
like they're trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought we already went over that because Robert Ford kind of made it as close to Arnold as possible, or he made Bernard a close copy.
Oh, then maybe that's what Dolores wants him for. Maybe he's the prototype to what humans should move forward as.
That's why I think they say he's irreplaceable, because he's got the only unique pearl where they somehow
Yeah.
fused like human and machine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's the only one that I think hasn't really been, what is it? Like his fidelity test, like he's not as messed up as the other ones, right?
Well, they say that he got too close, and Dolores, because I just rewatched, Dolores was basically, I don't want you to be just like Arnold because he didn't make it. So Dolores purposely altered him to be different. And technically Bernard's the only one that was worked on by Dolores, so he was the only successful one, but then she altered it so that he wouldn't be successful.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. There's a lot, like, this episode was really good because, actually, I don't know about good. I like the last episode better.
What I
There's-
want to, go ahead.
Well, I have another question, but go ahead.
I want to kind of know, like, what really happened to France. Like, it said that it was, like, done by, like, humans. Like, why?
Why would they go after only France, or are there other cities that have been nuked?
Yeah, like, I just kind of...
I mean, don't get me wrong, I understand why you'd go after France, but in this world, why would they go after France?
Yeah. So, I don't know, just curious.
I also want to point out that what I was saying a couple weeks ago about frickin' Dolores being a Terminator came back in this episode, because she's straight up taking 2 or 3 bullets to her torso and just being
I know,
like,
and she's
whatever,
still fine.
whatever. So why was she so damaged when Caleb found her? Or was it all an act? Was she looking for Caleb?
That's a good point. No, I still think that Caleb might have been a random... Actually, no, I can't. I don't know. I can't take that. I can't say that anymore because of Rehoboam.
So, again, we've confirmed who the pearls are. We have 4 out of 5.
Yes.
Right?
Charlotte Hale.
We're still
Hale.
missing a pearl.
Connell.
And we're still missing a pearl.
I'm still
Yeah.
sticking in the theory
And-
that the last pearl is William's daughter.
Now, hold on. So, when they were looking up these offline people in the world, there was one in San Francisco, one
Uh-huh.
in Los Angeles.
San
Which
Francisco is
is Charlotte
Charlotte.
Hale.
Los Angeles is
Yeah.
Dolores.
To Sashimi, wherever he is.
Musashi?
Musashi.
He's not a
Yes.
sushi man.
He's in Singapore or Japan
Yes.
or whatever.
Yes, Singapore.
And then Connell.
Connell was
Connell.
also in LA.
Well, Connell also in LA. And the last one was in Berlin.
Or Jakarta.
No,
Was it
Berlin.
Jakarta?
Berlin. Mary,
Berlin
thank you,
is
Mary
interesting.
Poopins. Thank you, Mary Poopin, for for confirming. So, who is this anomaly in Berlin?
Isn't Berlin?
And I think that's where they're. I think that's why they're getting in that jet is to go meet up with this person in Berlin.
So you don't think it's William's daughter? You think William's just crazy?
Yes.
Because I was going to pitch a theory at the end of season 2. The post-season tag was a host man in black going into a room just like Mr. Delos and being led there by a host of his daughter and showing that they had done the fidelity test like hundreds of times, and this was some point way in the future. And my theory was going to be that Dolores and the man in black were just locked in this struggle for fidelity, and that was like her last way of torturing him. But I could be wrong.
Oof.
Oh, a real Mona Lisa's back. Hey, how you doing? If not William's daughter, I think there's another Dolores. The one that dated the guy in Terminator Dolores. Why didn't he see her black file when they were dating? Blank file.
Oh yeah, if he was wearing the glasses, why wouldn't he? Unless she was like masking it with the dead girl's information.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's kind of a plot hole, it feels like. He should have seen it.
What was it? So in the beach scene at the end, and they're playing the Shining theme. Did you notice there was some strange person just standing in the back?
He was gonna commit suicide.
Yeah.
You
People are fucked up, Lucas. They know what's going on now.
Standing there.
He's gonna walk himself into the ocean
and drown.
That's the worst thing. It's just gonna spit you back out.
He went out for a nice drowning. Give him a break.
The ocean.
Obviously, this is his first time. I don't think he's ever tried to do this before. Give the man a break.
Are you? Is your problem that this guy doesn't know the right way to kill himself?
I just don't. The whole scene in of itself was just like it's just a strange. There's people get popped in the face over here, and he's just like, I'm gonna think about stuff.
Hey, did anybody else think it was weird? All the people wearing masks in this episode.
It's haunting. I guarantee we wouldn't clock it if we weren't going through what we were going through.
Like this was all shot creepy. Way before any COVID stuff happened.
Right. This is all probably shot like about a year ago. Yeah. And all I could think of too was like, wow, this would be a perfect time to start shooting stuff in downtown LA again, wouldn't it? Fucking these studios are like, fuck, just let us shoot, please.
Oh, this would be awesome to shoot like a zombie apocalypse like type movie right now. Without any permits, everything shut down. Oh, that's amazing.
That's Paracetamol says it's showing globalization, and I know when I was in Japan, like everybody there wears masks, and that was pre-COVID as well. That's just something people do. Or maybe there was a pandemic.
Definitely in Asia, they always wore it around, but that's because the air quality was shit over there.
What else happened?
Speaking of air quality, seeing the weather recently kind of really wants me to get these cars that they have in Westworld, because then we can have the air quality every day.
Oh my god. Your Tesla?
I did keep thinking this is such a weird car chase because nobody's driving. It just keeps cutting to Dolores' face and she's like, turn right, sharp left, go faster. And I'm just like, this is so fucking weird.
Like, see, it didn't. You know what's funny? It didn't bother me. I didn't even think about it until you brought it up, which means to me, like, oh my god, they may have pulled that off.
Like, I didn't think it was bad. I just thought it was really weird. You just hadn't seen anything like that before.
That is completely strange to have a car chase being dictated, like literally dictated.
I mean, it's kind of like just telling a taxi driver in previous car chase scenes, like, make it right here, go faster. It's like, going as fast as I can.
I mean, that's actually a good point. You've seen car chases like that, but they usually cut to the driver, and he's all like this panicky guy that's just like, and in this, they just cut to nothing.
So Serac pointed out that there's maybe more than one mole
in Delos.
Mm-hmm.
Technically,
yeah, he did. because there's Charlotte Hale, and then Connell was also working for Serac.
But Connell's not in Delos. Connell works for Dempsey.
Oh yeah, he's with Insight.
Hold on. You remember when that scene? Oh God, what's his name? When Stubbs shows up, pretty convenient place and time for Stubbs to be.
Oh yeah. How was he there? How did he get there?
A mole.
Oh, that would make way more sense than just his plot convenience of like, I'm back. I'm here to save you, Bernard. Because that bothered me a lot.
Yeah, where did he come? Yeah, it's true.
Like, didn't he like fall down off the balcony?
Dolores beat the shit out of him and like punched him off a balcony. Yeah.
Yeah, and where has he been this entire time?
I mean, it's still that night ostensibly, so I guess you could say he's trying to track him down, but the Stubbs storyline this season has just been very strange.
Mm-hmm.
And this whole like one episode Dolores, one episode Maeve, knowing there's only 8 episodes, it's like just fucking bring them together already. Don't let that be.
There it is. There it is.
What happened?
Your hate for 8 episodes is as a parent.
I don't know why it's only 8 episodes. We waited 1.5 years for season 3, and it's 8 episodes. What's the deal with that?
We've seen shows that do 8 episodes don't fare very well.
Yeah. Are any other episodes in this season going to be long? I didn't even check.
I mean, is it just a thing? Is it a thing that maybe this might be the second to last season? HBO may have.
Oh, good. So next season will be 6, and then they'll totally ruin it in the end? Is that possibly the new HBO standard?
Well, what the hell are they going to do after this, though?
And that's the thing. It's like, it's you can't really go back to Westworld and expect to have an actual story in Westworld. Like, now that... But what are you going to be able to do? They've opened, just like how they said, they opened the cage.
The show is called Westworld. I guarantee you the final season will have at least a third of its episodes in Westworld.
So 2 episodes, because it'll be a 6-episode season. 2 or 3 episodes. Got
yes.
And in my opinion, this is gonna be like the second to last, or maybe 2 more seasons. But I don't think they can go any much further than what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
If they are, they're just trying to prolong the inevitable. It's like if they wanted to keep the show going for longer, stay inside that cage and then break free later on and show us the world later on. But right now it seems like they're setting up for next season, and it's going to be like an epic finale, kind of like a show that shall not be named. But at least that's from my opinion and what they're doing in this season. This season and everything that they're doing is not to set up the season finale, but it's to set up the series finale.
But Lucas, didn't you look it up? They haven't confirmed how many seasons they want to do, right? They haven't announced anything.
Nope, they're just this is just a season 3. The show's supposed to go on forever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but keep in mind that when was that article written? Was that before?
Pretty recently, like 2019, something like that.
Because
Real Mona Lisa is asking the question I was asking earlier, guys. Is Warworld a real thing or just a simulation? I still stand by.
Oh, I thought that was a sim.
It's definitely a simulation from the part that we saw, but I think it's a simulation based on a real park. I don't think they would have developed a new park just for this simulation.
And then why is it so important that it's Warworld?
Keep going.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know where they go. That's why I think they go back to the park next season.
I mean, Warworld, because, I mean, it would make sense that was the last one, right? Because the medieval world was the other one that turned out to be Game of Thrones world.
And apparently in the movie there was a Roman world, but the producers have said they're not doing Roman world.
Yeah.
Because it was literally just Westworld that blew up. Only Westworld was decimated.
No, but Shogun World, things went crazy because remember the Shogun had a bug or something and was killing people and going off script?
Oh,
Maeve had to kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh,
yeah.
that's true. But I don't think any real people were harmed, though. There was all just hosts, right?
Oh, but in India World, that's where we first met William's daughter. The host
Yeah.
turned on all the humans. Remember? And she had to escape, and then she got chased by a tiger, and she ran into the river.
Oh, wait, they did kill humans in that one, huh?
Yeah. So I think it was
yeah.
every park had this problem.
Hmm.
And they've said, because I rewatched season 3 episodes as well, they said the park is shut down. And when Bernard and Stubbs go back, Stubbs is like, well, they're working because they're about to get laid off. So they're just fixing things until they get the word that they're laid off.
I see.
But, weird Easter egg that I found, because I was so astounded the first time I watched that I was just like, fuck the Game of Thrones guys. But they make a comment about what's going to happen to the park, and they say, oh, supposedly there's a buyer in Costa Rica, which I don't think is an actual story point. I think that's a reference to Jurassic Park.
Oh, you just forgot. I was about to go. Na.
Okay.
Right?
Oh no! As soon as you said Costa Rica, I was like, oh no!
And maybe that's where they're going. It's Jurassic Park.
Fuck! I mean, come on. Why would you not want Dino World? Especially if you could do Dino World without them being real dinos.
Well, we've already
Like,
seen
we've
we've already seen the giant dragon.
Learned.
We've already seen one form of lizard that's giant.
Here you go. Oh fuck.
Okay,
So
so
I guess season 4 is confirmed.
no, so season 4. I don't know about if season 4 is confirmed, but according to this, and this was made in March of this year, HBO exec Casey Bloys says any decision about a season 4 renewal won't happen until after season 3 premieres. So if we don't have a confirmation yet, probably HBO hasn't said anything. But even if season 4 is officially ordered, it'll still be a long wait. And they're saying that 18 to 20 months between seasons is about norm for them now. So we won't even see a season 4 until 2022.
Was that before the pandemic?
That was in March, so around the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh.
So
Well, to be fair, with the pandemic, I bet you Westworld's numbers are up because people are looking for new things to watch.
possibly. I mean, but again, with all that said and done, even if they're up, though, how much is HBO still bleeding right now, though?
Why are they bleeding?
Well, because everything's bleeding right now because they have to push back other productions and timelines. Regardless of numbers are being up, it's a domino effect.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's also how many people, as granted, HBO is not that expensive monthly, but with everyone being unemployed, how many people that would have normally watched HBO canceled their subscription because it's not essential? And with you, like, people can't even do EDD. Like,
Isn't HBO Max supposed to launch soon?
I'm guessing that gets pushed back. Or if they're smart,
probably.
maybe they release it for free while people are in coronavirus because they have to watch. They're looking for things to watch, and they start charging after a free month.
Right.
But I mean, regardless of what it is, as far as season 4 goes, I mean, I'm gonna say season 4 is probably a go. As far as season 5, it all depends on how we've all bounced back after this year.
Yeah, because it could be 30 months before they can actually shoot
Exactly.
a season 4.
And then by then, especially if the HBO execs think it's gonna take 2 years to shoot, they're obviously not shooting now. So on top of that, are the actors even gonna be still interested?
Okay, we're getting off track. This episode is running long. Let's start wrapping it up. Do we have any theories for the last fucking 3 episodes? Since we should be at halfway through, but apparently we're more than halfway through now.
In my opinion, I think that we're prepping to probably see the series finale for next season. I don't think there's gonna be a season 5. That's my prediction.
You mean-
I honestly thought that they were gonna end it with season 4. Three.
Three?
Well,
These aren't exactly theories, but okay.
I'll give a theory
Okay,
of what happened in the last 3 episodes, but I still think Caleb is, I think he's going to turn on Dolores, but not in a way that's like directly against her. I think
Do you think he'll align with
Caleb,
Bernard?
possibly. I think the news of his memories possibly being edited is going to send him kind of on his own trajectory for the rest of the story.
Because if we're right, Bernard's literally the middle ground, like half human, half machine. So
Right.
It seems like the more even keel people might.
Because I don't think Caleb is gonna forget the fact that this dude's catching feelings for a robot. Which, oh, by the way, I wanted to bring up. Does he know she's a robot now?
He has an inkling of she's not human.
Yeah.
But I don't even think he knows about hosts.
No, he might be okay with it though. He might be okay with it because he was really supposedly like good friends with his robot construction buddy.
Oh, that's totally why they did that then. He's like, dude, I'm down with robots.
And I think he knows, and he knows about hosts. He has to know about hosts.
He's not an anti-robotic.
I thought that was like more of like a upper class society, because when they looked at the host, they're like, "Oh my god, you're not real."
Well, I mean, it's just one of those aspects. Are you talking about like in the ambulance?
No, in like the second season, I think, when they're hosting those cocktail parties, convincing people to invest in Westworld.
Well, because that was a flashback.
30 years ago?
Yeah, 30 years ago.
And especially nowadays, supposedly the Delos Park implosion is big in the news right now. So people knew that there was this park and that there was these hosts that turned on.
That's true.
Because there's all these references to like all the fuckbots rebelling against their hosts and this and that. So people are aware of the hosts in Westworld.
Yeah.
Yeah, Westworld wasn't like a secret.
Oh, okay.
It was more like, okay, high society can only go, but I'm assuming it wasn't a secret in terms of general mass population.
Yeah.
The only theories I have are that, I mean, clearly Maeve's going to come back and she's going to be pointed at Dolores, but I think it's going to be set up as this big epic fight and that they're not really going to fight. They're going to join forces. But I don't know where Bernard fits into it. I feel like Bernard is going to somehow be a bigger piece, and I do think that Ford might make an appearance at some point, because maybe it's just wishful thinking because I really like Anthony Hopkins. But that's my hopes and my wishes for the end of the season.
I'm not telling you to, but if you really want to find out if he is, spoiler alert, go to IMDb.
Oh.
But again, I'm not going to say, I haven't done it.
Wait, a real Mona Lisa is hinting that there was ads about something. Say nothing else, a real Mona Lisa. I don't like spoilers.
Yeah, I don't like that Maeve is kind of being
swatted down.
Into this Scarlet Witch kind of character. You know, like one that has like a bunch of power, but it's like not really significant.
Yet.
It seemed like they're just looking for a way to get her out of the way because she's too powerful, and I hate when they like write themselves into those corners.
Right.
No, I think it's for a good reason. I mean, like, they have to. They've been building her story up for like how many fucking seasons?
Yeah. All right, Lucas and I have shared our theories. Do you guys have anything?
Nah, I'm tapped out at this point.
No, I'm good. Not right now, at least.
I don't look at ads, a real Mona Lisa, but it's good to know that Maeve will be back.
I think they're talking about ads that showed up in the show, Nick.
In the show.
Yeah, not TV, not real life ads.
Oh. Yeah, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, yeah.
All right, well,
I get what she means.
Let's start. Well, I guess we've already started wrapping it up. Does anybody have any final thoughts? Paracetamol says her theory is that there will be chaos with many S's.
My final thought is I'm disappointed. Only in the fact that I thought I was gonna get out scot free of having to think anymore.
That's
in regards to
disappointing
this
to you?
show.
I love that.
Yeah.
And
I'm done. It's
I have
so
to
it's so
disagree with
cerebral,
Lucas.
and it's like, please just let me watch something fun and not think about anything.
Go watch
That's why
Tiger
we
King.
were watching 15 movies.
That's what Fast
I've
and the
already
Furious
had
is
it
last
for.
3
week.
times, man.
Fast and the Furious. Watch the entire series.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I actually really enjoy this season. I mean, like I said before, Westworld always has like a few episodes in the beginning that are super slow, and then it gets kind of fun. So I don't know, like the fact that it's starting to have me like think again. I like it. That's what makes me want to come back to Westworld every single season.
Don't get me wrong. I like shows that introduce some kind of cerebral element, but I'm not during a quarantine.
You don't want to think about like existential. You don't want an existential crisis right now.
Lucas, I slightly feel you because I'm on my Simpsons rewatch right now, and I'm on season 3. And
Doesn't that
just
feel
like...
good? You just want stuff to go down easy, right? It just feels good. It just feels good. I just want to eat Big Macs and drink alcohol.
Hey, do not go to fast food chains right now. It's dirty.
Oh, why?
Because they weren't providing masks or gloves for their employees, and the employees weren't being given sick days. So a lot of employees are on strike. And until they start treating people better, and we know that they're not making sick people work, we should probably not go to the big chains.
All right. Well, that's why I stick to Arby's.
Or you
don't have to worry about that. Arby's.
I mean, they have the meat.
Just not the bat one. Okay.
All right. I'm going to call it. We're closing for the night. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Have a good night. We'll see you next Monday at 8.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, you did the outro.
Oh, I see it.